Stage, International LGBT and Human Rights Campaigner Peter Tatchell. Good afternoon, Peter, and welcome to Norwich Pride.
I'm really proud to be here.
We're very pleased to have you here, Peter. Why is Pride important to you?
Pride began as both a celebration of LGBT life and the contribution that LGBT people make to society, and also an affirmation of our right to have full acceptance and equal human rights. So that's still important because although we've made fantastic gains in recent years and are repealing many of the long-standing anti-gay laws that existed, we still haven't quite got equality. There are still some issues that are unresolved. For example, there's still a ban on same-sex civil marriage. LGBT asylum seekers are often refused protection in this country and sent back. We still have problems with the fact that gay and bisexual men are banned for life from donating blood. And of course, there's the fact that many of our equality laws still have exemptions for religious organisations. They're allowed to discriminate against us. And those things are not right. And so we have to keep up the battle for LGBT liberation and have to say loud and clear that we'll struggle for nothing less than full equality.
So what would you say your priorities are? I mean, there's quite a long list still of measures that are needed in order to achieve full equality for LGBT people. What are your priorities for action?
Well, the main thing I'm involved in at the moment is the Equal Love campaign, which is seeking to overturn both the ban on same-sex civil marriages and the ban on opposite-sex civil partnerships. Because just as gay couples cannot have a civil marriage, straight couples are banned from having civil partnerships. I think that in a democratic society, we should all be equal before the law. And right now, I'm working with 8 couples, 4 gay and 4 straight, who've taken a case to the European Court of Human Rights to overturn these bans.
Are we the only country in Europe that has got that sort of discrimination? I mean, one of the few countries to allow, in inverted commas, gay marriage, but same-sex marriage, but we don't really have it. Are we alone in that?
No, there's only a small number of countries, about 10 in the world, that currently have a system where there is marriage equality, where a gay and straight couple can equally have a civil marriage. In Europe, countries like Portugal, Spain, Sweden, Netherlands, Belgium, they all have same-sex civil marriage, but we don't yet.
We've come a long way in the last 20 years, and of course all the main political parties now say they support LGBT rights and equality. How secure do you think those advances are? Do you think we can draw a line in the sand and say, well, we've achieved that, we don't need to worry about that anymore? Or do you think there's any risks to what we've achieved already?
I think there's never any room for complacency. We can't automatically assume the gains won so far will remain. Right now, there doesn't appear to be any scenario where those gains can be rolled back. But we should never assume this will remain the situation. And I always say to people, just think about Germany in the early 1930s. In 1930, Berlin was the gay capital of the world. The gay organisations, gay helplines, gay newspapers, gay sporting clubs, theatres. It was like the gay mecca of the world. Yet 3 years later, the Nazis came to power and all those things were abolished, and the first gay and bisexual men were carted off to concentration camps.
And that was, Hitler was of course democratically elected, wasn't he, in a democracy?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we cannot assume that these gains will remain forever. We have to be vigilant.
What would you say to people who say that Pride could be too political and it should be more fun? What would you say to them?
I'd say that Pride should be both fun and political. Yes, let's have a great party, but also let's remember the reason why Pride began, which was to defend our rights and to celebrate our sexuality. And it's important that we still do this, even today, because we still haven't quite won equal rights.
And what do you make of Norwich Pride? You've been here a couple of hours, I think. Are you enjoying it?
It's fantastic, and I'm really glad to see so many people, and the weather's holding up, so it's going to be a great day. And I was really glad that during the question time, the MP for Norwich North, came out in favour of support for both same-sex civil marriage and opposite-sex civil partnerships.
Yeah, you specifically asked for that, didn't you?
That's right. She's one of the very few Tory MPs who made that commitment. So that was really good of her. And it just added to the momentum for ending the bans and ensuring that every couple, gay or straight, have a free choice, a civil marriage or a civil partnership.
Great, well thank you very much for coming and talking to us this afternoon, Peter. You're speaking on the main stage for about 3:30, I believe.
That's right.
Okay, well we'll be listening to you then as well. Thanks very much, Peter. Thank you for joining us.
Celebrate with pride.
Thank you.